Today I'm going to talk about a beta that I'm part of. It is a MMORPG and the beta ended on August 31st, 2022. So let's talk about the game, what kind of game it is. It's an MMORPG, and this game is special because the developers had to send a special helmet device in order to play it. And I'm just going to talk about random game mechanics and what I thought about this beta, okay? So, first off, the level scaling is absolutely busted, okay? What's the point of having PvP if higher level characters can just regenerate health naturally faster than the lower level players can even damage them? I saw one guy taking like 6 gankers attacks because he was just too over leveled or his gear was too good. I'm not entirely sure. I think he was just too high leveled, but he was just healing faster than they did damage. And you know, players were asking the devs and they're like, oh, well, that's just how MMOs work, haha, lol. And I know this bothered some players and they're complaining on the forums that they're gonna wait for that fairy MMORPG, but I'm like, I ain't no fairy. Also, there's a lack of skills in this game because almost every skill is just swing weapon while it glows a color. Like this MMORPG, it doesn't even have magic or anything, or not even ranged weapons, it's all just melee weapons. And then I saw a YouTube video the other day of someone who took this helmet, they took it apart, and apparently it has microwave transceivers inside of it. I mean, aren't those kind of dangerous to have? I mean, there's even a few weirdos on these forums thinking that it's dangerous or that they looked through the game's code. Something about taking the logout button out of the game at some point on launch. Yeah, right. Like, these guys are absolutely delusional and they don't understand that it wouldn't get past any kind of regulations. And of course, people would be addressing it or whistleblowing on it to even make it possible. And then what? Why would you want to trap your entire launch audience in a virtual coma? How would that benefit your company at all? Like, come on, be real. You can't expect these VR tech companies to try to, like, enslave people into their computer virtual world artificially to, like, what, inflate the player count on launch day? That's illegal. Like, I'm sure the government would have already checked into the situation if that was the case. So it's completely safe. This little headset you get to play the game, completely safe. There's really nothing to be worried about. But let's go back to gameplay mechanics, okay? So right now in this game, one problem that I have is that bosses can be soloed by dodge tanks. I mean, what is the point of having a tank, a healer, and DPS if you can just be nimble and dodge around the boss's attacks the entire time and, you know, DPS it down normally? You don't even have to be a tank, you just gotta make sure that you bob and weave. And like, everyone keeps raving that this MMO has 100 unique floors, but it's like, 95% of them are going to be really boring, you know? It's just, you know, monochrome rainbow canyon that they keep showing off in like the trailers and stuff, and you know, I don't think the dungeons are going to really get that interesting or anything. It'll just be copy pasted like 30 floors, okay? Like, you can't be hype for this kind of MMO, alright? You just can't. And speaking of dungeons, the dungeons are a little overtuned. They're quite brutal. Like, why is every chest trapped? Like, as soon as you see a treasure chest and you open it, the door shuts behind you and it just teleports a whole bunch of monsters in. Like, what the heck is that about? There's no way that one player can solo like 30 enemies in a room in a high level dungeon, and the enemies are way higher leveled in the chest rooms than they are in the actual dungeon. So like, the only reason you can ever loot a dungeon is if you go back to the lobby dungeons and, you know, then fight them, and half the time you can't even use your teleport crystal to get out of the damn things. And other players actually figured out a PvP exploit. You can just bump into other players and make them accept PvP invitations, and then you can just beat them up in town. Like, how long is it going to take for them to patch this crap out? I mean, what the heck? Like, I'm reading a forum right now, and look at this guy, this crazy lunatic. He says, don't play or buy this game. He's got insider info that the headset, it's required to play the game, it won't let you log out. Like, I don't buy that. That you're forced to play until the game is complete? Like, no way they would ever do that. And that if you remove the headgear, that a microwave will fry your brain and kill you? There's no, I don't buy it. Like, I get it, there's micro transceivers in the headset. That's just how the game works. There's no way that's lethal. There's no way that would pass any kind of regulations, okay? It's not a death trap, okay? This guy's like, warn as many people as he can. He needs to take his meds. But I overheard some players, and they were thinking about making like a player killer guild. You know, that it'd just be some nice harmless fun to mess around with people straying from where they're supposed to be. And they were looking for some name ideas. And I thought they were really creative names, and those names were Chuckling Casket, okay, you got Snickering Sarcophagus, and Giggling Grave. I wonder what name they'll end up with. And apparently this game has incomplete mechanics based on people that are trying to like search through the source codes and stuff. Like dual wielding is apparently in the game, but you can't really like learn it or something. It's like there was one player who was dual wielding, but he's just alternating between his two weapons. He's not actually using them at the same time. So he's just like pretending or LARPing, I guess. And like I tried to dual wield, but like when I picked up two weapons, it wouldn't let me use any sword art abilities. So yeah, maybe one day when like a player gets higher up leveled in the game or something, they might add the dual wielding stuff. Who knows? And like, why would someone develop the most groundbreaking VR headset the world has ever seen only to just kill a bunch of gamers with it? That doesn't make any sense. I mean, it's kind of jank that this is an MMO that rewards real life physique, and that's kind of a conflict of interest. I mean, I'm not complaining, right? But, you know, for someone who doesn't have that real life physique, they're gonna struggle with this game. There's a lot of interesting fan theories too about this game that's coming out, like how that the government's using this VR MMO to develop super AI for their weapon targeting and predicting systems. Like, yeah, right. I saw an interesting troll in this game, okay? So what they were doing, like, when you're in a town, you're in a safe zone. People can't hurt each other, right? But the death animation and the teleporting out using a teleport crystal animation, it's the same animation. So what you do is you just pretend to kill your friends in town, and then they use their teleport crystal without anyone noticing. So it looks like you're actually killing people in town, and everyone was freaking out about it, okay? It's and then you could like ask randoms, you know, just random people to help you solve this murder mystery that's going on. It was a lot of fun trolling these guys. Apparently this game has some sort of like virtual therapist, like some guy, he like went through a bad breakup, right? And he, you know, was playing the game to drown out his sorrows, but this AI thing contacted him and started to make him feel much better. Like, so that's kind of interesting. It's like the first MMO that uses AI that's people are saying is somewhat sentient to calm players' nerves so that they play the game longer. I think that's pretty cool. One of the dumbest things is the looting mechanic. Okay, get this. So if you're fighting a boss, the player that last hits the boss gets a loot bonus. Not the raid, not the party, not the person who did the most DPS, but whoever landed the final hit on the boss gets a bonus loot. It's insane. It's crazy. So everyone's gonna be like not wanting to kill the boss and then just waiting until it's low enough health to one-shot it, and it's gonna cause a lot of problems. But hey, this game might be solo friendly because during the beta, there was two beta testers that actually made it to the 10th floor. One was this edgelord looking like younger guy with like dark hair. He was a sword user, and the other one was this really tall purple haired scythe user, like really jacked looking male character, but I think it's actually a girl gamer playing as the dude, but that was just the rumors, right? These two made it to the 10th floor, at least from what I know, and it's crazy. I gotta say though that the first floor boss was pretty cool. It's like this big kobold monster, some of these little kobold ads. Hopefully they don't change it and change the strategy required to beat this boss, because that sure would be a bummer. And I didn't do any groups or like parties or anything, but I did watch and observe people that did. And apparently there's some sort of switch system. I don't really know what it means, but it's like when one of the people in a party like attacks the monster, they yell switch, and then like the other party member gets to get an extra hit in before the enemy can respond. I don't really know how it works, but anyway guys, that's all I got for this video, okay guys? So if you are in this beta for this online game with the headset that comes out apparently on November 6th at 1300 Japan Standard Time, then let me know in the comments. If you guys, like, there was this one player, I don't know his name, but he's kind of an edgelord. He used a sword, he had like dark hair. You know, I think his name started with K something. It kind of sounded like Frito. But anyway, if you know who I'm talking about, let me know in the comments if you know who this player is or what his name was or what the heck he was doing. Okay, and yeah, just what do you guys think? Do you think there's some crazy conspiracy where this headgear is gonna like fry brains, or if there's some people were saying that there's a glitch in the coding about the logout button disappearing? I just want to know what your comments are. Anyway guys, this is a little fun little video. I read every comment, videos every single day. Come back tomorrow for another video. Make sure you're subscribed, And would you or would you not go into a full VR game knowing full well that you could not leave it until the game was completed? Because I don't know about you guys, but I'm putting that thing on, and I see you later, reality. Man, it would suck to lose all my gains though. I would wake up in the hospital bed like with no muscles. Oh man, I can get them back though, but you know, once the game is completed, it disappears, right? Anyway, if you want to leave a monetary donation, click the thanks button. If you want to become a channel member, click the join button. It's like being subscribed on Twitch, but you get access to private, more personal videos. Hopefully you guys found this video fun. I know it's not useful. You're probably wanting an Albion guide on how to make silver or something. Sorry about that. Today we decided to talk about a quote-unquote VR beta test for a game with sword arts. Anyway, guys, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss tomorrow's video. See you later.